ॐ गजाननं भूतगणादिसेवितं कपित्थजम्बूफलसारभक्षितम् उमासुतं शोकविनाशकारणं नमामि विघ्नेश्वरपादपङ्कजम् सरस्वति नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयम् नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैर्वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैर्गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनो यस्यान्तन्न विदुःसुरासुरगणा देवाय तस्मै नमः। भगवद्गीता अध्याय 15 Chapter 15 is called Purushottama Yoga. Each chapter has a name. Chapter 15 is Purushottama Yoga. It is called Purushottama Yoga because in this adhyaya Bhagavan refers to the Paramatma as Purushottamaha. यो मामेवमसम्मूढो जानाति पुरुषोत्तमम्. In this line, Bhagavan refers to the Paramatma with the word Purushottamaha. Therefore, The chapter is called Purushottama Yoga. Uttama means the greatest, the supreme. Purusha, Purnatvat Purushaha, the all-pervasive is called Purushaha. Therefore, Purushottama means the supreme reality which is all-pervasive. The Shloka starts with an explanation of the samsara. Samsara is depicted as a tree. It is called Vriksharupaka Kalpana. Vriksharupaka. Rupaka means an imagery. The tree imagery is used to explain the samsara. Let us read. Shri Bhagavanuvacha Urdhvamulamadha shakham Ashwatham prahuravyayam Chandamsi yasya parnani Yastam veda sa vedavit. Samsara is referred to as Ashwatha. Ashwatha literally means a peepul tree. Samsara Ashwatha. Samsara is described as an Ashwatha. The word Ashwatha, as far as the Rudhi is concerned, as far as the conventional meaning is concerned, refers to a peepul tree. But if you look into the derivation of the word Ashwatha, the etymological meaning of the word Ashwatha, Shvahana tishtati iti Ashwatha. It does not stay for tomorrow. Shvahana tishtati. Shvaha means tomorrow. Shvaha na tishtati means it does not stay for tomorrow, implying it is unpredictable. The samsara is constantly changing. What will happen in the next few hours, we cannot predict. Who will launch a missile? We don't know. Whether Iran will launch a missile or Israel will launch a missile, who will retaliate, nothing is known. Therefore, unpredictable, unsteady. Whole life is unpredictable. What will happen to us in the next few days or in the next few years? Nobody can predict for sure. Even if you go to the astrologers, they can predict certain things, but nobody can say for sure, only this will happen. Even the best of the astrologers cannot say. They can only see certain possibilities, that too vaguely. Therefore, unpredictable, unsteady. It is implied by the word ashwatha. Samsara is an ashwatha. And this ashwatha is urdhvamulam. It's a moola. Moola means the cause, karana, the support. A tree can stand only if the root is strong. The primary root should be very strong. Only then the tree can get proper support. In the same manner, entire samsara is supported by Brahman. Brahman, the Paramatma, is the support of samsara. Without Brahman, samsara cannot exist. Therefore, Brahman is imagined as the root of samsara, the primary root of samsara. Urdhvamulam. Urdhvam moolam yasya saha urdhvamulaha tam urdhvamulam. Bahuvrihi samasa. Brahman is referred to as urdhvam. Urdhva means above. The Vyakhyanakara explains urdhvam as utkrishtam, the supreme. What is the supreme? Brahman. Brahman is supreme, being infinite, being free from limitations. Brahman is supreme. Therefore, Brahman is referred to as Urdhvam. Urdhvam is the moola, the root of the samsara, samsara vriksha, the samsara tree. Adhashakham, and it has branches below. Adhaha. Adhaha literally means below. Here, inferior. Its branches are inferior. Inferior with respect to Brahman. What are the branches? The commentators say branches are the karyopadhayaha, all our bodies, including the body of Hiranyagarbha, all the upadhis, including the upadhi of Hiranyagarbha, is referred to as the branch, shakha. Shakhas are adhaha, meaning inferior. Why they are inferior? Because they are all limited in nature. They have limitations. Therefore, they are adhaha, inferior. Brahman is infinite, therefore supreme, urdhvam. Adhashakham, the branches are lower, inferior. Ashwatham, that kind of ashwatha. And it is avyayam. Avyayam means it is endless. Without jnana, it does not see an end. Therefore, it is called avyayam. It will keep on going perpetually. As long as one has ajnana. Though one body may come to an end, this lifespan will come to an end. But the samsara as such will not come to an end without jnana. Therefore, without jnana, it is endless. It is perpetual. Therefore, it is called avyayam, endless. Prahuhu, they describe it so. The wise men, the knowers of the Shastra, they describe the samsara as an ashwatha. In fact, this imagery is not ingenious to Bhagavadgita. You can find the same imagery in Kathopanishad also. Urdhvamulo vakshakha eshoshvathah sanatanaha. Samsara is described as ashwatha even in Kathopanishad, and it is described in other Smriti Granthas as well in great detail. Therefore, Bhagavan gives credit to the other sources. Ahuhu. You can say Shutayaha Ahuhu. The Shrutis describe so, or Vidvamsaha Ahuhu, the wise men describe it so. Further description of the samsara vriksha. Chandamsi yasya parnani. Chandamsi means Vedaha. The Vedas are its parnani, leaves. Vedas are like leaves of samsara. Samsara tree. The leaves give energy to a tree. Photosynthesis happens in the leaves. That is how the leaves serve energy to the tree. In the same manner, the Vedas supply energy to the samsara vriksha by enjoining various sadhanas, various karmas, to get punya. As one does those karmas and gets punya, he gets energy. Punya is the energy on account of which one can continue in the samsara. Therefore, Vedas are the leaves. Yastam Vedasa Vedavit. One who understands that, one who understands the tree of samsara properly, Saha Vedavit, he has understood the Veda. Meaning, understanding that the samsara is unpredictable, samsara is unpredictable, temporary, subject to changes, and its root, its support, the Brahman, that alone is real. If one understands this, then he has understood the vision of the Vedas. Next shloka. Adhaschordhvam prasrutas tasya shakhaha guna pravriddha vishaya pravalaha adhascha mulanyanu कर्मानुबंधीनि मनुष्यलोके Now, Bhagavan describes the shakhaha, the branches of the Ashwatha Vriksha, the Samsara Vriksha. branches of the samsara tree. Already Bhagavan said, adhashakaha, its branches are inferior. What are the branches? The upadhis. Upadhis of the jiva. All our bodies are the branches. Bhagavan describes these branches. Tasya shakhaha, the branches of the Ashwatha Vriksha, branches of the Samsara Vriksha. They are described guna pravriddhaha. They are nourished by the three gunas: sattva, rajas and tamas. How each guna contributes to samsara, we have seen earlier in the previous chapter. Each guna contributes to samsara in its own way. And each guna is responsible for causing a particular type of upadhi, causing a particular type of body. This was also told in the previous chapter. Urdhvam gachanti sattvasthaha, madhye tishtanti rajasaha, jaghanya gunavrittasthaha, adho gachanti tamasaha. We have seen in the previous chapter. Therefore, the samsara vriksha is nourished by the three gunas. The shakhas of the samsara vriksha are nourished by the three gunas. Means gunas play a very important role in producing the shakhas, the upadhis, in determining the type of upadhi. What kind of upadhi one should get, what kind of sharira one should get, whether devata sharira or manushya sharira, human body or animal body, it is determined by the three gunas. Therefore, guna pravriddhaha, they are nourished by the three gunas. Vishaya pravalaha, Vishaya, the sense objects, they are the buds. Sense objects are the buds. In a tree, the buds are responsible for the growth of leaves, flowers, or even shoots. Buds grow into leaves, flowers, etc. In the same manner, the sense objects grow into many things. Vishayaha, the sense objects, they grow into various other effects. First of all, they produce kama, desire, and then they produce krodha, hatred, lobha, and so on. on account of kama, etc., on account of desire, etc., we end up doing karma, actions. The actions produce karma phala, result of the action, in the form of pleasure or pain. Therefore, the Vishayas, the sense objects, though apparently they seem harmless, apparently they seem innocent, just like the birds. They look very small, very tiny. At the bud stage, you don't see their real effect. How big the flower will be, you don't know. It looks very small. But when it grows, you can see its real impact. Its real capacity is seen only when it grows into a flower or fruit, whatever, leaf, whatever. In the same manner, the sense objects often seem harmless. We underestimate them. But in due course, they can cause all problems if we are not watchful, if we are not careful. The sense objects can create desire and make us restless. Make us get entangled in the cycle of birth and death, in the samsara. Therefore, Vishayaha are pravalaha. They are like birds. That kind of shakhaha. These two are the adjectives of shakhaha. Gunapravriddhaha as well as Vishayapravalaha. Both are adjectives to shakhaha. Adhaha urdhvancha prasritaha. These shakhaha, these branches, they spread both above and below. Adhaha, below as well as above. Some shakhas go above and some shakhas are below. Meaning, certain bodies, certain upadhis are in the higher worlds, in the higher lokas, like Swarga, etc., Devata Sharira, etc. They are above. And certain upadhis are below, like animal body, etc. They are adhaha, lower, inferior, compared to the Devata Sharira, etc. Therefore, there are gradations in the upadhis. Some are desirable upadhis, some are undesirable upadhis. मनुष्यलोके कर्मानुबंधीनि मूलानि अधः च अनुसंततानि. Now Bhagavan talks about the secondary roots of the samsara tree. Already we have seen the primary root. Primary root is Brahman, Paramatma. The secondary roots, they are described. What are they? Manushaloke karmanubandhini moolani. According to the commentators, the secondary roots are vasana lakshanani. They are the vasanas. All the experiences that we gather gives rise to vasanas. Vasana is also called samskara. Vasanas are the impressions that we collect from all our experiences throughout our lives. And these vasanas give rise to our likes and dislikes, our ragadvesha, our likes and dislikes. All our likes and dislikes are determined by our previous experiences. If we like a particular type of person, that means our experience with that person or somebody like him was pleasant. If we had a pleasant experience with a similar type of person, we will have a liking for that kind of person. Or if we had a bad experience with a particular type of person, we will have a natural dislike towards that kind of person. It is true with everything, not necessarily a person, about the food we eat or about the dress and everything. Our likes and dislikes, our ragadvesha are determined by our vasanas, the impressions that we have. And these vasanas, they give rise to ragadvesha, likes and dislikes. As a result of the likes and dislikes, we do karma. We do various types of actions to fulfill our likes, to fulfill our desires, and also to get rid of what we don't like. We do karma for two reasons. Number one, to accomplish, to fulfill our desires. Ishta praptyartham karma kriyate. For fulfilling our desires, we do karma. And another type of karma Anishta nivrityartham karma kriyate. To get rid of what we don't like, we do karma. For example, there is a mosquito. You want to get rid of the mosquito. Therefore, you beat and kill the mosquito. Nowadays, there are bats for mosquito bat. It is also a karma. You kill a mosquito, you get papa, a little of papa is added. Therefore, ishta praptyartham and anishta nivrityartham cha we do karmas. Therefore, Bhagavan describes the vasanas as karmanubandhini. The vasanas which give rise to karma. Vasanas give rise to both punya karma as well as papa karma. Sometimes we do punya karma and sometimes we do papa karma. Therefore, vasanaha are karmanubandhini. They result in action. Vasanas give rise to karma. And karma gives rise to karma phala, result of the karma, in the form of sukha, dukkha, etc. And the sukha and dukkha, they further our vasanas. They add to our vasanas. And then they give rise to raga dvesha again. The vasanas hatch likes and dislikes, and then they give rise to karma. Again karma phala, sukha dukkha. It goes in a cycle. Vasana, from vasana, ragadvesha. You can make a cycle. There are many cycles. In the science, you study water cycle, how the water travels in a cycle. During summer, the water is absorbed. The water goes up in the form of vapors, and then it becomes cloud. Then again it rains. Again it is absorbed by the sun. It is a water cycle. Like that there is a oxygen cycle, etc. In the same manner, even the vasanas and the karma, it is a cycle. Vasanas give rise to ragadvesha. Ragadvesha gives rise to karma, punya and papa. And punya and papa gives rise to sukha and dukkha, karma phala. Sukha and dukkha add to the vasanas further. Again vasana. The arrow goes towards vasana. That way it is a cycle. Therefore, the vasanas are described as karmanubandhini. They give rise to karma, punya and papa. Here Bhagavan makes an observation. The karmas are predominantly present in the human birth. In other janmas, one cannot do karma. One can only experience the karma phala in other janmas. For example, a tree cannot do karma. A tree cannot do karma. Karma is possible only when you have free will. When there is no free will, one cannot do any karma. Therefore, the animals and the plants, the lower janmas, they don't do any new karma. They don't do any fresh karma in that particular janma. They are only experiencing the result of their karma which they had done earlier when they were in human life. For example, a tree, the tree that is standing outside, it was a human being in some other janma, some previous janma. It was a human being. Then it did certain type of papa karma. As a result of its papa karma, in this janma it has become a tree. And it is experiencing the result of its evil deeds when it was a human being. And once its papa is exhausted, it will be reborn as a human being once again in due course of time. We don't know when it will happen, but at some point or the other, it will be reborn as a human being. Then it will do some more karma, and so on. Therefore, Bhagavan says, Manushya-loke karmanubandhi. The vasanas generate karma in Manushya-loka, in the human birth. In other janmas, they cannot give rise to karma. Mulani, that kind of mulani, the secondary roots which are in the form of vasana, adhascha anusantatani, they stretch forth. Adhahacha, they stretch forth downwards as well as upwards. Adhahacha is there. Adhaha means downwards. On account of cha, we should understand urdhvancha. Adhaha as well as urdhvam. They go below as well as above. Meaning, the vasanas are two types. Shubha vasana and Ashubha vasana. Certain vasanas are called Shubha vasana, desirable vasanas. Such vasanas motivate us to do good karma, dana, etc. Some people feel, I should do dana, I should help others, I should do puja. What motivates them? It is their Shubha vasana, certain good tendencies that they have accumulated. And then there are Ashubha vasana, which motivates us to do papa, which impels us to do papa, like telling a lie, etc. Both types of vasanas are there. And if there is Shubha vasana, it makes us to do good karma. It makes us do good karma, punya. Thereby it takes us upwards towards higher janmas. And then adhaha, the Ashubha vasanas, impel us to do adharma and take us downwards. Therefore, the vasanas are the secondary roots. They are secondary roots because they strengthen the samsara further. They bind the samsara downwards. Therefore, they are called secondary roots. On account of the vasanas, the samsara gets hardened up, well rooted. Because of them, it becomes very difficult to get rid of the samsara. Therefore, they are described as secondary roots, moolan. Thus, Bhagavan described the samsara as a vriksha, as a tree. Now, from the next shloka onwards, Bhagavan explains how to get rid of the samsara, how to make oneself free from the samsara. The way to get out of samsara. Samsara is the problem. The problem that everyone experiences. Samsara is not experienced just by a few people in this world. Who has samsara? Only Indians have samsara, or only Americans have samsara. It is not so. Samsara is experienced by Indians, Americans, Africans, everyone. It is a universal problem. Since the problem is universal, even the solution has to be universal. Even the solution is useful to everyone, to the entire humanity. Therefore, Bhagavadgita is a universal book. It is not confined to any particular group of people. The teachings of the Gita, the wisdom revealed by Gita, is for the entire humanity. Whether you are an Indian, American, African, Chinese, anybody can benefit from Bhagavad Gita. We will see the solution to the problem of samsara in the next session. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.